don't even know where to start. What an exciting day. This has been in the works for years and years and years. My friend, my mentor, our leader, Dave Hollister, started this so many years ago, and he's gonna talk in a minute. And Dave Wiener, who was part of that, this has been going on through so many mayors. We know City Hall has been in pretty bad shape for a while. We know we love the building, and we know it's going to be repurposed. We know that from Mayor Hollister to Mayor Bernero to Mayor Benavides, everybody has tried to figure out how to crack that nut. So when we came in, this was on our list. I would say it wasn't the highest, but it was on our list. But as we went through and we talked about it and we tried to figure out how do we make this work, it was always, what do you do with the courts and with the lockup, and what do you do with the police station, and what do you do? How do you go from there and move out of a building into a better space and repurpose the building? These were all the problems that we had to solve. Thank you to the Lansing residents. The first problem was solved when the public safety and district court complex was approved by the voters. That took a big heavy piece off the top, and that was due to the voters of Lansing. But after that, we were trying to figure out, what do we do next? How do we get the money? How do we look at $40 million? In comes Ron Bogie with an incredible proposal. Says, I think the legislature will be very supportive. They were, and we will thank Senator Sarah Anthony, Representative Angela Whitwer, all of our state reps that have been part of this, our senators, Senator Sam Singh, all of them who were part of this effort to get the $40 million. And here we are. We know that today we'll kick off the construction of Lansing's new City Hall. We're going to see cranes in the air in this area, which is exciting. It's a new City Hall. It's going to be incredible one-stop shop services. We're going to have our city departments here, but it's also going to reinvigorate this southern part of the downtown. We're going to have the Ovation Performing Arts Center Concert Hall. We're going to have CATA, who is providing services for those of need, revitalizing an old building. We're going to have a 28-story tower right over to our south here, to our north here. We're going to have a 28-story tower. We're going to have housing by the Lansing Housing Commission for those who need affordable housing. This is all where we can basically breathe or throw a tennis ball and hit these different places. So cranes in the air is important. It's something that shows the growth and the vitality of our city. It shows the investors that want to invest in our city. It shows the people that want to live in our city. And it shows us as city government that wants to provide the best services and the most convenient services to our residents, to our visitors, to our workers, to everybody that's here. It shows our transportation system that's going to bring people in and have places where they can go to get services, so that if they are of need, they're getting helped. This is who we are in Lansing. And this piece right here is a keystone to the whole thing. We are standing on the property of the old Boar's Head, for those who remember. Again, a wonderful concert hall that had to close and was torn down. We've used it as a parking lot, which is the worst use of this property. I see Councilman Spatafor laughing because I think that's his mantra, is use the property to its best use. So here we are. We're gonna do a big groundbreaking. It's great. You're gonna see the architectural work and design planning on the interior of City Hall, which has been going on for months. I would start thanking people, but as I look around, like, everybody is here, and if I miss someone, which I will, I get in trouble. So I'm not going to start thanking people. But it has been an incredibly long road to get here, and I am just beyond excited to get this started. I also want to recognize we're here in the wonderful historic neighborhood of Cherry Hills. It's our only historic neighborhood in the city, so we have certainly recognized that we're going to have a building that's going to match the historic nature of Cherry Hill. So, that being said, we know that the new City Hall will be 3 stories. We know it's roughly 65,000 square feet of new modern office space. It's going to have a convenient one-stop shop on the ground floor for residents and those doing businesses with the city. We're going to have a wonderful city council chambers where people can come and talk to their elected officials and use that however council chooses. And I want to thank everybody who was part of this. Before we bring up Mayor Hollister, I want to invite two of our city council partners up to speak. Again, as I'm talking to folks now, because it's a certain year, I hear a lot of, it's really cool that the mayor and city council can work together to get things done. And I've been hearing that a lot. And two of the council partners that I've worked with who have been incredible are Councilman Peter Spatafor, Councilwoman Trini Pelivanoglu, and I'd love for you all to come and say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor Shore. And as the mayor said, there's not much that makes me happier than getting rid of a downtown parking lot. So this is step one. We lived through a lot at the old City Hall. It's a historic building. I've got a framed picture of it in my kitchen. I'm very pleased with that building. But I will never forget, as president, I got the call, not once, but twice, that the ceiling burst pipes and we were flooding from the attic. And that's something I'd never heard of, but we had that happen twice. Floods from the roof. We'd had fire drills. We've had stuck elevators. It's not very customer service friendly. We had to evacuate the building during a city council meeting, and that's 10 stories of stairs we had to get people out. So I'm very excited to be here and thank the voters of Lansing who approved our public safety complex, which was step one in getting out of that city hall space. I'm excited about the new city hall. It's a new headquarters for our municipal government. By moving out of the old building, we're able to preserve the old one for a new redevelopment to help spur more business downtown. We're participating in the very much needed process of urban infill. As the mayor mentioned, Lansing's only historic neighborhood is about to get even more investment, and City Hall will serve as a catalyst for even more investment from this part of downtown, north and west. So I'm very excited to be here, very excited to support this vision to get us into a new municipal headquarters, more customer service friendly, and a great place for me to work with my friends like Councilwoman Pelivanoglu here.
Well, thank you, Councilman Spatafor and Mayor Shore. I don't know how much more I can add to this that hasn't already been said, but I know that for the last several years, so many of our officials and lawmakers and residents have been talking about vision. We talk a lot about vision and about growth. And we're seeing years of dedicated work come to fruition now, not only with the City Hall site, but with several other sites around town. But today we break ground on the new City Hall and we look toward the future. This building will be more modern. You will have greater access to city services, and our city employees will have a more state-of-the-art building as they go through their normal workday. And I think that's so important to address. We care about our city employees, and they're going to have a wonderful place to come to work every day in City Hall for those of them who will work here. I do congratulate Mayor Shore. I congratulate our state and local lawmakers who have been working on this tirelessly. And more importantly, I want to thank the residents of Lansing for helping bring this vision to fruition. I can certainly say this was a group effort. We all did this together with stakeholders, community partners, residents, everyone should feel ownership of this City Hall. And I'm so pleased and blessed to be even a small part of this new venture. Thank you.
So I'm just going to point out that I put them both on the spot. Neither of them knew they were going to be speaking, but thank you. Just incredible and wonderful partnership, and really good points about our city employees. As I started out, this doesn't start without Mayor Dave Hollister. Mayor Dave Hollister and his team and his staff years ago proposed a new city hall, and they worked on it. And I want to make sure that that the building that has his name on it and will continue to have his name on it, that he has an opportunity to come up and to address everyone. So, Mayor Dave Hollister.
Escorted by my third son, Bob, who's a professor at Grand Valley. He helped in a lot of ways. Well, it's great to be here. I got elected the mayor My first budget was 1994. And I recommended at that time that the building be sold and replaced so that we could build a second hotel or another hotel and develop the city around a new city hall. That was a plan and a vision, and it was only 30 plus years ago that we had that. It was too old. It was too cranky. I didn't realize how cold it was until a January wind came up and the windows shook so bad that I had to move the desk away from the windows. And they were old and outdated. The roof leaked. It was barrier-free. Was not barrier-free, and so people were denied access. And that began a long process, and you need perseverance. You need a team leader, and the mayor provided that over the years. It stayed constant. I could go on. There were so many deficiencies with the building. It became a joke. Little did we realize it would be 30 years before we nailed her down and got it done. And that started with just a meeting that I had with Ron Boger and his dad, Lou. And they wanted to do a computer business in the South End and we'd run into some problems. And we met privately and had a great chat, and we shook hands, and we would become partners. He was from Oakland County, and it was at that time, outside developers were not very welcome by the rest of the development community. They kind of liked the way it had always been. And that was really the first test of the partnership that developed over the years with the Boja Group. And I'm thrilled to see the private sector represented by that leadership team. I acknowledge that, and the council hanging in there. Those are not easy votes. And a new boiler doesn't bring joy to people's heart. It does the maintenance crew. The next phase is yet to be realized, but I think I need to emphasize how important leadership is for a community. There has to be a vision and maintained and nurtured, and public understands it, why you should vote for a millage that involves a new jail. It's hard, but if you got trusted leaders, you can pull that off. You have to have a plan, and there's a great plan developed. We did it through a series of charrettes with a guy out of Carolinas, came and spent several weeks as we planned our economic development strategy, focused on 3 areas. The downtown area, represented by Washington Mall, the entry to the Capitol, Michigan Avenue, and Old Town. And we concentrated all of our resources and our time and energy the first 4 years on those areas. And if you look now, they provided the trigger that has led to all the developments going on. I was thrilled when I heard that you were going to build a new city hall. I didn't realize you wouldn't put my name on it until you sold the damn thing. But you did, and I'm thrilled you're going to keep it on. People had asked me if I was going to be on, I said, didn't know, but if they needed someone to scare the mice away, they could put it on there. That's all the permission they needed from me. But I'm thrilled to be recognized in that manner, and hopefully the leadership team that is developing in this community through neighborhoods and strong advocacy for local government, it's going to be tested. It's going to be tested. I have nothing but sympathy for the next generation of leadership. And these elections are important. They have consequences. And I urge you to pay attention and be involved. For me, I'm going to watch from the sidelines. I don't advise unless asked, and I don't pull my punches when I speak on what's bothering me or what's on people's minds. So I'll stay engaged around the edges as long as I can. Got great support from my wife, Chris. Chris. And my son and my kids, represented by Bob here today, and two other sons, both in Connecticut, both scientists and engineers, and Bob teaches biology and botany in Saginaw Valley. So it's a great team. Couldn't have done it without all of you. Everyone played a role. And I thank you for coming today, and let's turn that dirt and get the thing going.
All right, can we maybe one more round of applause for the legend, Mayor Dave Hollister? Man, how do you follow that? My last speaker, well, before, I know sometimes people have trouble hearing and things. That's a good thing, because it means we have our local union trades who are out here doing all the hard work building. So I do want to thank many of our building trades friends are here. I know I've seen them in different places, but we're really excited to put Lansing workers to work. So all the work that you're seeing down here, we're really excited that it's Lansing workers that are doing work. So thank you to all of our building trades friends, in addition to many of our other partners that are here. I also want to thank Clark Construction, who's leading this project, who's done a ton of work. And I know Clark Construction has folks here, and Pete Kramer, who is our city's representative, making sure it all gets done on time, and he's kind of the jerk when he needs to be, and that's what we pay him for, and we appreciate that. So thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete. No, but Pete works really well with the next person who I'm going to introduce. Again, I mentioned it, and Mayor Hollister mentioned him. We know Ron Bogie has done just a ton of work in this city. He has adopted Lansing as his home. We have a Bogie Tower. We've got all kinds of incredible buildings that are done here in Lansing. And he came to me with just a passion for this city. And it was fun to watch. He went to bat for us in the legislature. He went to bat for us to grow our downtown, to grow our city. And he started on the south side, as you heard, but has made his impact felt in Lansing. And again, there is nobody that loves this city more than Ron Bogie. So I'd like you to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
And he's not a jerk. He's a real nice gentleman. He's a tough negotiator. Thank you. I'm Ron Bogie. I'm the CEO of Bogie Group. It's truly an honor to be up here today. I'm humbled to see my good friend David Hollister. It was 30 years ago. It was 1994 when we leased our first space, computer warehouse on the corner of Jolly and Cedar, little 2,500 square foot establishment. And then a couple years later, we looked to buy the old Ingham County Democratic Building on the northwest corner of Jolly and Cedar. And I went over to the mayor at that time and some great friends over there. And Dennis Sykes came over to me in his beautiful little red vehicle. I'll leave the kind of car it was alone. I do remember it was red. And just started to explain some of the issues that we knew we were going to come about in trying to renovate this bingo hall into a computer store. And I think it took maybe 5 days. Everything all got taken care of. And I started to understand a little bit more about politics and a little bit more about how items can get done in a more expeditious form. And that's what David Hollister would bring always. He would streamline everything that would happen. And we were firsthand of that. And then we all have heard the story on a date specific. May 8th of 1998 is the day that my father and I bought the former Michigan National Tower. But before that date, more importantly, is how it all started. It started with David and us buying the former Ingham County Democratic Building. I learned just recently from the Lansing Economic Development side that we were the first brownfield plant I think there's 57 or 60 of them now. At that corner, Rite Aid was going to be developed. We owned a sliver of land, and we needed to sell that sliver of land to Rite Aid to be able to do a larger development there. And my dad explained to me, son, we're going to take that money and we're going to do a 1031 exchange and buy the former Michigan National Tower. And the story's been written from there. But another ironic incident that happened right here on this entire corner is the former Barry Amos shopping center. When I sold Computer Warehouse to a gentleman out of Hillsdale, and before managing over at the tower, we had bought it, I actually rented a little spot there. And it was me and my controller, and we were finishing our business at that time. So when I look back in history and see how much has happened right on this city block, and I remember the theater that was here and everything, but I remember very vividly meeting with Governor Engler and David Hollister in 1998 into 2000. And it's absolutely correct. My father and I came with 5 different plans. And it was the renovation of the now Bogie Tower. It was the opportunity of taking what at that time was the Senate parking lot and converting it into an office building, which today is the new Senate building. The third item was, of course, some expansion capabilities to the Lansing Center. The fourth item was a city hall in a different location than where we stand today, but it's in a great location. And then the fifth item is the conversion of the current city hall into a new, at that time we had even declared it as a hotel. So it is ironic when David talks about it, but it was the vision of many mayors, whether it was Mayor Benavidez, of course, we've got Mayor Shore, who does a spectacular job of getting to the finish line, and we just want to be able to say thank you to all of the mayors that have been around and seen this day so successful. And a special thank you, of course, to the legislature. In the response that we were asked to do was literally try to find a way to appropriate dollars from the legislature. We were lucky. The timing was right. There were extra funds available, and who better than our organization and other Lansing-based organizations, not to mention having a great Senate Appropriates Chair, House Appropriates Chair in the right time. But without the mayors that took place over these times, we would have never been able to see this so successful. And I want to give a nice little special shout to John Clark. And the reason why I say John Clark is Clark Construction from day one has been our advocate. I still remember in 2005 when we built what's now the new Senate building, John and I stood on top of the building of the parking deck, and he looked down at the state capitol and he said to me in his graceful manner, Ron, you know the most important part about being in downtown Lansing and how you can succeed? I says, no, John, why don't you go ahead and tell me that? And he says, it's your word. If you say to somebody you're going to do something, you need to do it. Because in this downtown area, especially the capital city, it's a very small group of people. And that's one of the words of wisdom that my dad has always instilled upon me in our office, and the Louisisms that are there. So my dad had an incident 6 years ago. He had a stroke. He's still with us, but he can't walk and he can't talk. I went and visited him with him last night, and I told him about the occasion today. And when I said the name David Hollister, his left arm, which is what he grabs and goes like this, it's a strong move. Thank you, David. Thank you for everything you did. Thank you, Mayor Shore. Thank you to everybody here today. God bless you and God bless Lansing.
All right, well, I guess it's time we dig some dirt. So if folks who have spoken can come on up. We're gonna do an official groundbreaking, and then after that, some of the heavy equipment will roll in. So we'll all have to leave. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for being part of this. I know, again, there's so many people that I could shout out that I'm not going to because I would be here all day. But everyone here has had a role in this, has had a part in this. Is going to have a part in this. I look at all of our building safety folks to my left. You're all going to have a part in this. But it's just incredible. And we keep saying it. And one thing David Hollister told me is you have to get a catchphrase. You have to say something people are going to remember. And for him, it was Lansing is a world-class. Lansing is going to be a world-class city, which we are because of Dave Hollister. And for me, I keep telling everybody Lansing's time is now. And this is the exact reason I say that. Lansing's time is now, and I thank you all for being here. Thanks, everyone. 3, 2, 1.
Why is today's event so special? We've had City Hall in downtown Lansing for a number of years, and we absolutely needed another one. And this is a great place to be in the heart of downtown Lansing, building a brand new City Hall that'll be great for our citizens. And it'll be great for our citizens coming in for services that they need, that type thing. And we're very blessed that the residents of Lansing decided to make sure that we had a place to go down, get services that we need, nice, clean building that'll meet our needs and our services, and expedite the services for the citizens of Lansing. The mayor is absolutely right. Lansing's time is now, and I can assure you there is absolutely more to come. Thank you.
Peter Spatafor, member of the Lansing City Council. Really excited to be here for the groundbreaking of the brand new Lansing City Hall. By modernizing our municipal headquarters, we are able to keep the old building for historic preservation. I'm excited about that hotel project. This entire project is going to be sort of the catalyst that ignites this part of the downtown area with backfilling, urban infill. We're going to see a lot of exciting things coming, and I'm just happy to be here today.
I'm Raleigh Van Fossen. I'm the Director of Economic Development and Planning for the City of Lansing, and today we're here for the groundbreaking of the new City Hall for the City of Lansing. And as a department director, what excites me about this new City Hall is that Mayor Shore is able to concentrate city services to a one-stop shop. Specifically for my department, that means aligning us with other city services here so that as a resident coming to visit the city, maybe you're here to visit the Treasury Department, turn in your income tax, but if you have a question and want to meet with one of our financial empowerment counselors, you'll be able to do all of that here in the future when we open City Hall.
All right. Hi, I'm Crystal Thomas. I am the CFO, Finance Director for the City of Lansing, and I'm here today just to partake in the celebration of the groundbreaking for the new City Hall. This is a very exciting time, and as I just listened to what was being said today, there were so many people that collaborated for this day to happen, and it just makes you proud to be a part of it. And I'm excited that the city is going to have a new location where we can provide great services to our citizens and our taxpayers and our residents. We will have a lot of one-stop shops available where you can now go to one floor and get services from the city clerk. You can get services from the assessor as well as Treasury and income tax. So those are just a few things that are going to be exciting as we move to a new location in the Cherry Hill district.
We're certainly very excited about this groundbreaking, about this new City Hall, because our department will actually be in City Hall. We're one of the newest departments under Mayor Shore's administration, and so we didn't necessarily have space in City Hall when we first started. We had to kind of roommate with other departments, and so now we'll have our own office space, we'll have our own space in the new City Hall, and we're really excited about it. We'll have easy access for our residents. We'll be right here in the Cherry Hill neighborhood, and so we are very excited, and we can't wait to move in.
Hi, I'm Chris Swope. I'm the Lansing City Clerk. We're here at the groundbreaking for the new City Hall. I have been the City Clerk for 19 years, and ever since my very first day, I've had some concerns about the building we've been in. It's a beautiful old building, but old, and it's just so exciting that we're going to be into a place that is more ADA accessible, and not just ADA accessible, but really accessible. We're going to have a customer service center where people can come in, and it's more like a one-stop shopping, whether you're coming from my office to get a passport or to get a ballot for the next election. It's going to be right next door to the treasurer's office where you can pay your taxes and various other things. And it's going to be right on the first floor. So, you know, right now you have to go in, you have to figure out what floor you're going to. All the main customer service stuff is going to be right on the first floor. It's going to be so convenient for our residents. I'm just really excited for this move. And you know, as probably one of the people who's been in City Hall longer than most, I'm just really excited. Mostly and largely, I'm really excited for the future of that building because it's right across from the Capitol building. It's a prime location for a hotel. And I tell you, one thing I have said for 20 years or more, what this city needs is another hotel, another first-line hotel right downtown. Now we've gotten another hotel that's a little bit off of downtown and it's helping, but you know, our Lansing Center can serve more people than our hotels can have. And we need that other hotel to fully realize the potential of the Lansing Center and our downtown. It's going to be a great step forward for this city, and I'm incredibly excited.
I think it's great. It's a great achievement for the city. When I became mayor in 1994, I had to present my first budget. In that budget, we recommended that the building was too old, too outdated, and it needed to be replaced. And here we are, 30 plus years later. You have to be patient and persistent, but we got it done. And the mayor's to be congratulated, his team, the leadership of the legislature, the governor, all played a part with a private-public partnership. So it's going to be a new building. It's going to be a new development downtown. The old city hall will be down and removed, and a new hotel, which is appropriate for our capital city, will be overlooking the Capitol. So I'm excited. It's a good day to be here. Sun shining, and all is right with the world.
Here we are. It's an extremely exciting day. We are groundbreaking for the very new City Hall for Lansing. For all of my Lansing residents, this is going to be incredible because it's going to be a customer service with a one-stop shop. You're not going to have to go to 8 different places to do different things, to do parking, to do taxes, to do permits. We're going to have it all in one place. So good customer service is something government should and will provide for our residents, but also for our visitors, for those that are coming to do permits, for whatever you're going to do, whatever service you need to do. It's going to be a one-stop shop with the city of Lansing. So I'm tremendously excited. I'm also excited for many of our visitors because this frees up the old city hall to be a new hotel. So that's the next piece. You know, we're getting this piece done, and it took a long time. As soon as we are out of old city hall, a year later, you're going to have a new hotel. So it's exciting. People who are coming in off the highway, coming down Grand, they're going to see this incredible southern downtown. The first thing they're going to see when they come in is going to be a new city hall, the Ovation Performing Arts Center concert hall. They're going to see a new 28-story tower and affordable housing. Instead of seeing an empty parking lot with some old buildings, you're going to see this revitalized city. So this is part of the plan. This is part of the vision. Let's grow our city. Let's do it throughout the city, but when folks come, whether it's residents, visitors, folks coming to the Capitol, coming to work here, they're going to see an exciting city. They're going to want to be here. They're going to want to live here. They're going to want to shop here. So I'm excited. It's on its way. We just need to get it all built, and we'll have it ready for everyone. So thank you, and Lansing's time is now. Best is yet to come.